Hey everyone, hello there. Sorry I couldn't make it last week. I was enjoying a short little vacation. When I checked out episode 5, well, spoiler alert for episode 5 I guess, I came to the conclusion that this series is definitely gradually improving. There were still some really bad things like Louise's boyfriend having the personality of a piece of cardboard, rushing the conflict between Louise and Holly. This series really has a problem with getting rid of conflict too quickly, and some other little things. But overall, I felt something during this episode, and I think Louise's dad and that whole drama around it really adds something to the overall show. But I'm rambling about episode 5, I think. Well, we should be talking about the 6th one right now. Let's waste no more time. Hi fellow Disney Plus watchers, this is Thoughts After a Disney Plus Watch, where we review everything new Disney Plus coming out, and I'm glad you're watching. This show is improving. This was the episode, maybe along with the very first one, that was the most about Marvin confronting his demons and going back and forth between his inner self and what the rest of the world is perceiving him to be. And the way it was thematically linked to the aftermath of what happened with Louise's dad was very effective. Really, this might be the first time that I was more than surface level, like intellectually invested. I think this episode is the first one where I really felt something. Because going back to episode 5, the moment the show began to introduce Louise's dad being arrested and all that family drama, my first instinct was, really, do we need it? It quickly justified itself for being there, but even before I tuned in this week, I didn't expect this Louise's dad's storyline to be this consequential. It affected Marvin in big ways and actually left some tension on the table for future episodes to have higher stakes. And that's something this show, in my opinion, was not very good at so far. You know, introducing things that will build tension through the whole show. The show drops its threads constantly, not every time of course, but very often it just rushes to resolve a conflict, and in this episode I felt for the first time I'm bringing some anticipation and excitement with me to next week. But I need to talk spoilers if I ought to continue. But first, if you're one that can't get enough of Disney Plus, this is the only channel that's specifically and absolutely only Disney Plus thoughts and reviews. Episode per episode, we all watch together. You'll have an idea on what to expect. Click that button and that bell if you want to follow along. Thank you so much. Just to be sure, I'm going into spoilers. I think I said it enough, but here we go. I want to know, before we dive into any more plot and all, was I the only one who heard the... You know, when the basketball hit the net during the game? Am I becoming way too nerdy, or was that rhythm that makes the main theme deliberately present in this little short moment? Because I believe it is emphasized with sound effects. Let me know in the comments if you've noticed that too. Okay, now for the most entertaining character in this whole series so far, I think. The Carlsbad coach. I can't remember her name unfortunately, but this character, wow, she's so entertaining. She's got this narcissistic but also very unique way of putting people down. It's both funny and a bit painful, of course, to watch, and this actress has a unique way of going at it. I really want to put this character and this actress really on a pedestal for a moment, because this is the first time I'm specifically enthusiastic about a performance in this show. Because overall, the acting in this show, especially in the case of the teenagers, the acting is, well, it varies between fine enough to just good. This character is great. The performance, I haven't believed a performance this much since this show started, if you know what I mean. Holly's history with this coach was also really interesting, as it served multiple purposes. First, it gave Holly a personal reason she wanted to win, and the players a stimulus to step up their game. Second, we learn more about Holly as a character and why she's so motivated. And third, it provided a little nuance to the Carlsbad coach, as she compliments Holly on her being a good head coach if she wants. Ending that character on a sweet note after showing how disingenuous and cruel she can be, it worked well, I thought. Props for this show. Marvin finding out that his daughter really suffered under the weight of her father after what he calls chairgate apparently, only because of what happens to Louise. I mean, this is some good storytelling, alright? It's some good storytelling going on. This show is making us aware of not only the aftermath of Marvin's actions, it does it by telling the story of Louise's and the pressure she got from everyone around her, while also building the relationship between Marvin and his daughter. All that is accomplished telling one story about public perception and stepping outside of the shadows of your family. This is why I'm so glad that we got to see Louise signing the petition instead of speaking to her coach, or hell, maybe the whole school, telling everyone how sorry she is and taking full responsibility for the scoreboard. No, this moment was way better because it doesn't cheapen the story. Something that this show is also good at, cheapening the story at times. But this was great. Also, a lot of small moments that were great. For example, Marvin asking what live streaming is, perfect comedic timing. Sid Mantha, the whole deal about Sherilyn having to kiss a pig if the team loses. The fact that Marvin is called Big Shot twice. I don't know why, but I'm really into roll credits moments, as CinemaSins would put it. Whenever the title of a movie or show is mentioned, and not if it's right away, but if that's mentioned later on in the story, while I am still liking what I'm seeing in the scene, it feels like a show or movie is going to the next level. I don't think I've ever told you about my roll credits fetish, but now you know. I'm starting the trend. To conclude my thoughts, yeah, it is my favorite so far. Also, the more notes I was making, the more I realized how much better this story was than most of the very cookie cutter, oh look how bad social media is, oh I hate you dad, no I forgive you dad, you know, the rushed, very basic kind of stories this show is telling. This was a big step up. I'm thinking about wrapping this up. If you're interested in thoughts on previous episodes, it's all in the description, or you can browse the channel page. Did you like this video? Then all it takes is to click that blue little hand down there. Thanks. I will be back tomorrow with my review on the latest episode of The Bad Batch, and see you next week when the new one's here. For now, have a wonderful day and see ya!